Alright, hi, hello, Flip here, and you know what, I wasn't at all planning to make this video. I had actually planned to talk about Sino and the recent 5 stars and if they need to be strong at all, but I'll save that for later because fuck all that. With version 3.1 and the livestream we had for it, which had to be the best livestream to date, because of just how much stuff was announced and all the new systems, the anime, the tournament card game and all of that, and even with the implementation of how unique Dendro is and how well it was added, it's gonna come off as really cringe, but I was actually happy to be a Genshin fan, but all the excitement I had just tumbled off a cliff and fucking died. Earlier today, Hoyoverse did an interview where the developers spoke with GameSpot about the upcoming future of Genshin. I'll leave a link to it if you guys want to go read the whole interview, but to be honest, it was dog shit. They avoided all the questions or gave extremely vague answers, and then not only that, but the reason I'm even making this video is because Hoyoverse verbatim states that they have no plans to make further endgame content or to expand on the Spiral Abyss system. Let me read this directly to you. This was a response from Hoyoverse that they gave to GameSpot after asking about endgame content in Genshin, and I quote, "Spiral Abyss is one of the most effective ways for players to test out their party compositions and combat strength. If we design another permanent endgame system that is similar to the Spiral Abyss, it might end up creating excessive anxiety for our players. Not everyone is interested in Musk Reef." Fuck off. Absolutely fuck off. Anxiety? Excessive anxiety? What the fuck are they saying? I can't take this seriously. The same company that added the Serena Teapot and fishing, talking about not everyone is interested in the Spiral Abyss. Have they played their events? Have they seen what people say about their events? So the reason for not adding more endgame or good quality endgame is because they say no one cares about it, and 2, it induces excessive anxiety. Going over the first point, the reason not many people care about the Spiral Abyss is because, first of all, let's be completely honest, the rewards suck ass. 600 primos every 2 weeks is nothing. The Oranora world quest, where you're basically piloting the skip button, a 10th of doing that quest gives you more primos than doing Abyss. If the rewards were actually worth going for, people would do it. Again, let's look at your other systems, fishing and the teapot. Most people only went ahead and did them for the rewards, not because they were fun. To make people even want to commit to fishing, they had to literally offer players the most overpowered free-to-play spear that beats out some 5-star weapons, because they know free-to-plays are going to get baited into wanting it. For the teapot, they had to offer an entire shop with free resin, free Mora and free character XP books, and let's not forget all the primos and other rewards you got from it as well. After getting the rewards, I can assure you a lot of players probably don't interact with them. And let me just put in perspective that I know there are people that do care about fishing, and there are people that also care about the teapot. No shade towards you at all. But at the same time, the fact that a part of the community is just getting fucked over for no real reason just makes no sense to me. And also, it's just not even true that Abyss isn't popular. The most watched content on TikToks is Spiral Abyss speedruns and challenges, and it's also very popular here on YouTube as well, compared to, you know, the fishing content. And it's funny because Spiral Abyss is this popular despite the fact that it's just not good endgame content. When you get to a certain point, the difficulty is just non-existent. I used Hyperspread Cole, and I dog-walked this abyss with no difficulty. Hell, if the developers just admitted that this is the ceiling, I may as well just main this team at this point. And for people who can't clear the abyss that want to, the game offers no sort of guidelines on how to do so, how to get stronger or how to actually play better. The most you get when you fail is a bunch of bars that mean absolutely nothing and tell you barely anything on how to actually improve your account. Now let's move on to the second point. It induces excessive anxiety in players. What does that even mean? Excessive anxiety isn't spawned from playing Spiral Abyss. What were they cooking with this point? What were they cooking? This is such a non-answer. They didn't even dodge the point, they turned 180 degrees and started booking it. I really hope this is like some sort of mistranslation or misinterpretation, because it sounds so absurdly disingenuous it's unreal. Even going by this line of thinking, I'm guessing Mahoyo was trying to say that people may feel stressed or challenged by endgame content, But first of all, that is kind of the point of end game content. and it's also completely optional content that you don't have to engage in. If I boot up Elden Ring right now and go to challenge Melania knowing full well she's the hardest boss in the game, and I then bitch about the difficulty, it's what I actively decided to get myself into. I don't understand why Hoyoverse is trying to take accountability for people's own options. There is no gun held to their heads to partake in said content. If I just want to go do something difficult or challenging, I will go play the endgame content. If I just want to play casually, then I'll go ahead and just go fishing or add a stone to my teapot or something. And I was reading like a lot of the comments to some people talking about it on Twitter, and someone mentioned about FOMO and how people wouldn't want to miss out on the rewards, like how some people don't want to miss out on the Primogem rewards in Spiral Abyss. You're playing a gacha game where whales get C6 or 5 weapons. Those affect the game drastically more than rewards would, so why not complain about that? And that again just goes back to what rewards we actually get. Most people asking for more endgame content aren't doing so because they want any type of reward. At least for me, I genuinely just like the combat of this game, and if it was more applicable to things with higher difficulty, I would have a lot more fun playing the game. Hoyoverse could also try to give rewards that only endgame players would care about, which would also solve this issue. Just like how they would give catch to people as a general fishing reward, but for people that want to take fishing even further, they have custom fishing rods that I personally do not give a single emotion toward, but the people that fish do. We just recently had an event where one entire shop was just furniture, which is cool to the people that use the teapot, but I could completely ignore that part of the event because furniture does not matter to me. What is stopping endgame players from also having that luxury? Because Hoyoverse is very capable of doing that. Hell, I even have my own ideas which I can make a follow-up video on, explaining what rewards can go into it. And I am a complete idiot. A whole developer team should be able to come up with good ideas for it. Anyways, that pretty much closes out all I wanted to say really. I am sad that this is the direction Hoyo wants to completely go into. I know it was to be expected, but the reasonings behind their decisions are so stupid that if they are actually the reasons Hoyoverse is holding off making endgame content, it just leaves a bad taste, and I would have just preferred they say they just don't want to make it. I mean, it is what it is. I still like the game and I'm still going to continue to play it. And maybe later down the line they change their minds, even though that is very unlikely. And on that note, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed my incoherent rant, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts, as I'd love to hear them and I respond to almost every single comment. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. Peace.